Had to go a little louder there on the gavel. Lots of friendly conversation going on. Well, welcome everyone. I'm calling this meeting to order. At this time, I would ask Monica to take the roll to confirm a quorum.
Trustees, when I say your name, please say present if you are here. And this is a reminder to please use your microphone, press it to turn green, because we do have a trustee by Zoom, so we want to make sure that she can hear you. Chair Chen.
Present.
Vice Chair Price-Jones.
Present.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Mattia Novak.
Present.
Trustee Moore.
Present.
Trustee Pastrone.
Present.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Present.
Trustee Stanton-Buttram.
Present.
Trustee Tuminello.
Present.
Trustee Uvala.
Present.
Chair Chen, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Monica. Is there a motion to approve the agenda for this meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, could you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen.
Approve.
Vice Chair Price-Jones.
Approve.
Trustee Johnson.
Approved.
Trustee Mattia Novak.
Approve.
Trustee Moore.
Approve.
Trustee Pastrone.
Approve.
Trustee Rodriguez.
Approve.
Trustee Stanton-Buttram.
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello.
Approve.
Trustee Uvala.
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you, Monica. Well, welcome everyone to this new academic year, 2025-26. The board is excited to begin another year of serving our students by providing the high-quality, affordable education they deserve. AACC is a crown jewel amongst community colleges. Thanks to our faculty, our amazing faculty and staff, we are ranked amongst the highest in the nation. But there are external factors out of our control that impact our ability to keep this jewel shining bright. When I began my tenure as chair last September, I spoke to you. I spoke to you about times that are changing and the need for the college to change with them. We have concerns about our fiscal health. We've experienced unpredictable public funding for 10+ years. We have yet to fully understand the impact of the federal OBBB Act on higher education funding. We also worry that our future state and county budgets could gradually tighten due to the need for them to allocate our financial resources to other critical services cut by the feds. In 2025, funding from the state continued to trend downward. The county did not fully fund our budget request, so we had to dig deep and we had to make sacrifices to find that 5% pay increase that our faculty and staff deserve. We also had to raise tuition, a painful decision for this board to help the county meet our budget request. And we expect that these problems will continue. But there's good news. There's good news. For the past 10 years, the college has been building capacity, which consists of foundational work to ensure the resources are allocated effectively to support student success. In addition, as chair, I am grateful to the board members, past and present, who had the vision and determination to face reality and direct the president to analyze the health of our academic programs with an eye on improving our long-term fiscal sustainability. We already see increased capacity as the number of class cancellations decrease without loss of any full-time position. You will also hear later today that enrollment is up, retention is up. Our academic programs remain student-centered, mission-aligned, and fiscally responsible. Please, please understand, I and the board know that change is not easy. That change is unsettling. We understand the fear and uncertainty caused by external forces that challenge our fiscal health. As a governing body to the college, the board doesn't make operational decisions, but we are carefully watching as the college builds capacity to improve its fiscal health. I look forward to the upcoming year with optimism for the fiscal health of this college. We have been building capacity that now enables us to navigate the storm of external forces that have struck us. We are not adrift without a paddle. We know where to go and how to get there. To the faculty and staff, I am so thankful we have you. We are able to provide the means for you to continue to work your magic with the students. I hope you enjoyed your summer off and that you return reinvigorated to continue to do the great work serving our students, our true North Star. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So, excuse me for a moment. There's some allergens in this room that just, okay. So next on the agenda, I am super duper excited to introduce our two new trustees who are volunteering their time because they just love this college. So first, we have Dr. Alexander Novak down at the end. Is a planetary volcanologist at the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory. Wow. Alexandra's research explores the distribution and mineral alterations of volcanic material on rocky planets and moons, and contributes to science operations for major planetary missions such as NASA's Mars 2020 Perseverance rover, the Europa Clipper, and the Dragonfly mission to Titan. Woo, okay. She is passionate about inspiring the next generation of the STEM workforce. She is dedicated to preparing future scientists and engineers for opportunities in planetary exploration and emphasizes the importance of bringing together diverse perspectives and problem-solving approaches to advance discovery. In the community, she has volunteered with organizations that promote public safety and support victims, survivors, and families affected by gun violence. She earned her Bachelor of Science degree in geology from the University of California in Los Angeles, and her Master of Science and doctorate degrees in geology from Michigan Technological University. On the other end of the table is our new student trustee, Mr. Keyshawn Johnson. He is a second-year computer science student at AACC. While at Glen Burnie High School, he served on the Principal's Advisory Council, where he advocated for the student body and helped ensure that student concerns led to meaningful change. Amazing. He later worked as a youth development professional at the Boys and Girls Club at Freetown Village, where he led educational programs, mentored youth, and supported children in their academic and personal growth. That experience deepened his understanding of childhood development and strengthened his ability to provide empathy, advocacy, and encouragement. Here at AACC, Trustee Johnson is an active member of the Student Achievement and Success Program and the Black Male Institute. He continues to embrace leadership by mentoring peers, fostering accountability, and helping others chart their own paths forward. So please join me in welcoming our two new trustees. Okay, so we're moving along with our agenda. The next item is the approval of the 2025-2026 full-time faculty tenure track and term appointments. Dr. Lindsay, would you like to invite Dr. Milner to present this item?
Of course I would. Dr. Milner?
The Board of Trustees is asked to approve the full-time faculty tenure track and term appointments for 2025-2026. With approval of the full-time faculty appointments listed in the main motion, instructional staffing for the schools of business and law, health sciences, liberal arts, and science, technology, and education will be sufficient for the effective delivery of academic programs. 12 new faculty members in total were hired in the following departments: academic literacies, anatomy and physiology, computer information systems, cybersecurity, networking and digital forensics, geography, emergency medical services, nursing, and psychology. Funding for the requested faculty appointments will come from the Division of Learning operating budget. Do we have any questions? If not, I'll move back to Dr. Lindsay for the main motion, please.
Thank you. The Board of Trustees approves the full-time faculty tenure track and term appointments listed in Exhibit 1 and 2.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the faculty appointments?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, could you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen,
Approve?
Vice Chair Price Jones,
Approve.
Trustee Johnson,
Approved.
Trustee Mattia Novak,
Approve.
Trustee Moore,
Approve.
Trustee Pastroni,
Approve.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram,
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello,
Approve.
Trustee Uvala,
Even though I feel like a slacker after those introductions, I approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
If the trustees do not mind, I'd like to take a few moments to introduce some of our new faculty who are in the audience this evening. When I call your name, please stand as you are able. Dr. Alex Colucci, Assistant Professor, Geography. Christopher Enninger, Assistant Professor, Anatomy and Physiology. Dr. Julie Hawk, Assistant Professor, Psychology. Namdi Edika, Assistant Professor, Nursing. Charles Carpati, Assistant Professor, Computer Information Systems. Jennifer Leffler, Assistant Professor, Nursing. Dr. Ken Liu, Assistant Professor, Cybersecurity, Networking, and Digital Forensics. Cindy Shank, Assistant Professor, Anatomy and Physiology. Caitlin Spicknell, Assistant Professor, Nursing. John Tran, Assistant Professor, Emergency Medical Services. Nancy Wiebel, Assistant Professor, Biology. Dr. Christine Zabala Eishofer, Assistant Professor, Academic Literacies. Thank you.
Thank you. To the new faculty, you are very welcome to stay for the meeting, but you are also welcome to depart if you so wish. We know you're very busy. Now, we will move on to the consent agenda. Dr. Lindsay, would you like to read the main motion for the board?
The main motion in front of the board is that the Board of Trustees approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, could you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen,
Approve.
Vice Chair Price Jones,
Approve.
Trustee Johnson,
Approve.
Trustee Mattia Novak,
Approve.
Trustee Moore,
Approve.
Trustee Pastroni,
Approve.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram,
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello,
Approve.
and Trustee Uvala.
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you, Monica. Now we will move on to the committee reports. The first report is from the Audit and Finance Committee. Trustee Stanton Buttram.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Jen, so on August 25th, 2025, the Audit and Finance Committee met and discussed the following topics: the fiscal year 2025 audit, the Audit and Finance Committee's roles and responsibilities as set forth in the committee charter, accounting procedures and regulatory updates, the fiscal year 2025 fiscal status report, and other post-employment benefits trust. Ms. Christina Bowman, Principal, and Katie Orris, Manager from Clifton Larson Allen LLP, presented an overview of the planned fiscal year 2025 audit, including scope of services and deliverables, audit approach, plan, and timing, auditor's preliminary risk assessment, and regulations and auditing and accounting standards updates, along with anticipated implementation dates. Ms. Bowman also requested input from the committee regarding additional areas of focus. The presentation concluded with the auditors providing the committee with their direct contact information to ensure open access, should the committee wish for further input. Next, the committee reviewed the roles and responsibilities as set forth in the charter, and it was noted that the meetings are structured to ensure the responsibilities are facilitated through our agenda topics. College staff provided updates on the implementation of a new accounting standard from the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. The committee will continue to receive updates on this and new standards at future meetings. The committee also received a presentation from the college's Information Security and Continuity of Operations. The presentation was delivered by Vice President Richard Kralovich, Mike Rees, Matthew Davis, who serves as the college's Virtual Information Security Advisor. The committee then discussed the fiscal year 2025 operating budget status report as of August 20th, 2025. The anticipated annual results project a balanced budget with the college operating within existing resources. Last, the committee received an update on the status of the other post-employment benefits trust, which as of June 30th, 2025, has approximately $33 million set aside for costs associated with retiree health benefits. It was also noted that in July, the county made an additional $76,200 contribution to the trust on behalf of the college for fiscal year 2026. This is the sixth county-funded contribution to the trust and positive demonstration of the county's support to address this liability going forward. The committee's next meeting is scheduled for August 15th, where we will review the results of the audit and draft financial statements. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Trustee Stanton Buttram? No? Hearing none. Next is the Board Policy Oversight Committee report. Vice Chair Price-Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. While the committee has not yet held its first meeting, it did review the interim policy requests via email. The interim immigration enforcement response policy. This request is in response to HB 1222, the Maryland Values Act, which restricts immigration enforcement at sensitive locations, including institutions of higher education. The Act requires institutions to adopt a policy consistent with guidance issued by the Attorney General by October 1st, 2025. Unless there are objections, the committee recommends that the board chair delegate the authority to the president to create an interim policy to ensure compliance with applicable state law. Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Trustee Price-Jones? Okay, thank you. Next is the Facilities Committee report. Trustee Uvala.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met via Zoom on September 2nd to discuss future procurements and the 2026 Facilities Master Plan and future meetings. The committee reviewed the list of procurements planned for fiscal year 2026 and agreed to take up discussion of the 2026 Facility Master Plan at a later meeting. In the meantime, as the board's liaison on the steering committee, I volunteered to provide an interim update to the other committee members who could not attend this meeting. And this concludes my report. Might be a record.
Thank you. Any questions for Trustee Uvala? Okay, great. So Trustee Johnson, you're on. Next is the AACC Foundation report. I would like to ask Trustee Johnson to read a student donor letter shared with the board.
Perfect. Dear donor, I would like to personally thank you for choosing me as a recipient of the Glad Hill Scholarship. This scholarship is very important to me because it will help me continue my journey to my desired career in the medical field. I have been a student with AACC on and off for over 15 years. Life, family, and work have been a very long journey for me, but I have a lot of determination, and I will not give up on my goal to one day obtain my degree, no matter how long it takes. My experience here at AACC has been nothing short of amazing. No matter how many times I leave and come back, I am always greeted and accepted with compassion and provided the help I need to make it through my semesters. Advisors, professors, students, and other professionals are always helpful. Over the years, I have had opportunities to go to other schools, but nothing compared to the experience I have here, and that's why I stay. My goal is to become a nurse, but for now I am taking classes to get my degree in surgical tech and sterile processing tech while working on my major. I love helping people, and that's the main drive for my career path. I have worked in doctor's offices, dentistry, hospitals, ORs for over 10 years as a coordinator, while also going to school. As a single mother of 5, I want to show my children that failure is never an option and to never give up on your goals or on yourself. I want to be a role model and show them that if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. I just want to thank you all again for the scholarship. I am greatly appreciative of the opportunity to continue my journey in achieving my goals. Scholarship recipient.
Thank you, Trustee Johnson. And now for the AACC Foundation report. As of August 20th, 2025, the AACC Foundation's fundraising total is just over $1 million in gifts and commitments toward a FY26 goal of $2 million. It has been an extraordinary start to the fiscal year 2026 with several impactful gifts for scholarships to support students at AACC. The foundation received a $500,000 contribution to support students who are single, head of household, pursuing both credit and non-credit degrees and certifications. The foundation received an additional $200,000 for students taking courses in the Clausen Center and $100,000 to support STEM scholarships and a $100,000 gift to support HelpLink and the scholarship for associate degree completion. We are extremely grateful for the generous support of our donors. In the fiscal year that ended on June 30th, 2025, the AACC Foundation was able to raise $3.7 million in new gifts and commitments, thanks to generous donor support. During the last fiscal year, the AACC Foundation transferred $2.35 million in donor contributions to the college. These resources supported the following outcomes: $1.8 million in scholarship funds was dispersed to over 800 students, a new record for donor-funded scholarships at AACC. About $550,000 in programmatic support was transferred to the college for equipment for visual arts, for the fitness center, and for STEM and other health science needs. And significant funding was provided to the HelpLink, making it possible for over 200 students to receive emergency microgrants, and over 1,000 members of our community to access food. We are grateful for the generosity of these donors, and to the colleagues at the college who were able to utilize these resources to benefit students. This concludes my report. There are no other committee reports for September, and now for the president's report, Dr. Lindsay.
Thank you. First, I just want to say that we live in a community that cares. When you hear about this money, you I'm not going to say that all over. Belabor, but.
We have a community that cares.
Yeah, we do. And so thank you, because this is atypical. This isn't what, foundations usually are able to do at the community college level. So this is outside money. It's also inside money coming to us, but it's just a real tribute and a real statement, I think, to the work that happens here. So regardless of whatever, feel proud, and thank you for being part of an institution that really lets this community know that we're here for them. And with that, I hope everyone had a wonderful summer. I know not everybody was off vacationing. Some people were working and some people were vacationing later. But we started the semester with our fall convocation on August the 20th. We were very pleased to have Dr. Karen Stout, President and CEO of Achieving the Dream, as our keynote speaker. Convocation ended with a college-wide employee appreciation lunch, which was a great way to reconnect and get energized for the new year. I'm also very pleased to share with you that as of Monday, full-time equivalent is up 3.4% from this time last year, and headcount is up 4%. I was with the presidents yesterday. Not everybody's showing these kind of numbers. On September the 9th, I had the pleasure of attending the annual Service Award celebration, where we honored faculty and staff celebrating work anniversaries in 5-year increments, and it went all the way up to 40 years of service at this college and still working with us. So I think that talks to about the commitment of the people that we have that are working at the college. The League of Innovation and the Community Colleges recently highlighted AACC's Accessibility Fellows Program as a model of faculty leadership and collaboration. This peer-based initiative empowers faculty to serve as accessibility leaders within their disciplines, supporting colleagues, building community, and advancing inclusive teaching practices. The program has expanded the college's capacity, strengthened cross-divisional collaboration, and reinforced AACC's commitment to student success through digital accessibility. And I want to let the board know that there are talking points in here for you all as you're shopping and at the deli. That's where I run into everybody. Okay, so let me invite Dr. Shelley DeBlasis to come forward for Academic Forum/Council for your report. Is she here? There she is.
Thank you, Dr. Lindsay, and board members, AACC leaders, and colleagues for giving me this time to update you on the activities of Academic Forum. Academic Forum, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a body that brings together faculty, staff, and administrators and students, and we are responsible and oversee the academic program. So I'm Shelley DeBlasis. I'm the incoming chair of Academic Forum for this year, and yes, I'm having a midlife crisis, which is what the hair is about. But my students think I'm really cool most of the time. So this is my 7th year teaching at AACC, yet my 20-something year of teaching college composition courses. And I want to tell you that I've taught at community colleges since 2008, and I've only interviewed at community colleges. I've worked at community colleges in the South, in the Midwest, and in the Southwest before coming to AACC. And I'm the proud graduate of a community college, which gave me a second chance after I found out the hard way that being a sorority sister at the #1 party school in the nation at the time was not a real fulfilling or even a viable career. But don't worry, I have credentials. I went on and earned not 1 bachelor's degree, but 2, and a master's in English education, which taught me about the importance, the art of pedagogy, meaningful assessment, and curriculum development. And then I have a PhD in a subfield of English called rhetoric and composition. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know how committed I am and how seriously I take teaching and learning and advocating for community college students' rights to a rigorous yet innovative academic program, which is why I'm serving as Academic Forum Chair this year. And I ran unopposed, so that's also, that helped. But I also want to tell you that coming with me are 2 other new Academic Council officers, Professor Sage Perkins, recorder, and Dr. Nicole Williams, parliamentarian. Academic Council's first meeting of this academic year is this Thursday, September 11th, where the new co-chairs of each committee will share their goals for the year. But that doesn't mean that their work hasn't been done. Many of our committees have been performing their duties for weeks, including the 2 new co-chairs of the Academic Integrity Review Committee, which is a very important new committee, Holly Draper and Jacqueline Gambone. The Committee on Academic Standards, under the leadership of Professor Tim Mayhill and Jeff Foyer, have been meeting weekly since the middle of August. They review student petition requests. And I'm happy to share with you that Academic Forum's ad hoc subcommittee on Syllabus Excellence Collaborative provided AACC faculty with 2 updated syllabus templates before the start of the semester. And these 2 new syllabus templates, we are so excited about them because they meet the new accessibility standards. So that was very important. So I'd like to acknowledge the hard work of that committee, Chair Mary Ellen Holden-Musser, and members Lori Alice Gardner, Cindy Gower, Carrie Jackson, Brittany Lama, and Mary McDonald. And finally, I'd like to recognize the outgoing officers of Academic Forum, Chair Andrew Kim, who served for 2 years, and Recorder Abigail Brackens, who also served as recorder for 2 years, although she didn't go very far because she is co-chairing EPC. So thank you very much for this time, and this concludes my report.
Thank you. Stacy Korbelik, President for the Administrative Staff Association.
Good afternoon, trustees and Dr. Lindsay. I'm Stacy Korbalak. I'm the Assistant Dean for Business, Economics, and Entrepreneurial Studies, and the new ASO President for the 25-26 academic year. I want to take a minute just to recognize our new officers and at-large members if they're in attendance today. We did a little shuffle, so Vice President this year is Dr. Angelo Thalassanides, and the Secretary is still Dr. Lance Bowen. And then we have Kathy Campbell, who's the Director of Technology Support Services. We have Amber Dawn Cheatham, who's the Director of Student Engagement and Student Development. We have Dr. Lori Perez, who's the Assistant Dean of Social Sciences, Philosophy, and Interdisciplinary Studies, and Dr. Darian Sen Carter, who's the Director of Homeland Security and Criminal Justice Institute. So that's our exec board. And we are in the process of planning our fall general meeting on October 1st, where we hope to provide additional training on the new payroll system and review benefit changes for 2026, and also to discuss collective bargaining with our non-faculty supervisors who haven't had a chance to have a lot of training. And that's all I have for you today, but we look forward to a wonderful academic year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Professional and Support Staff Organization, Caitlin Silver-Negron.
Hello. How's everybody doing? I hope you all had a wonderful, restful summer. It is so good to be back in this role again this year. I'm really honored to keep doing the work. And I know Vice President Rachel Rickman shares that sentiment, as she is also in her second year, and we are pleased to welcome Hannah Holloman to the role of Secretary. PSSO has really hit the ground running. We welcomed in the new academic year at both Arundel Mills and Arnold with a casual kickoff event. It's just some unstructured time for constituents to reconnect after a summer apart and for leadership to connect with them, hear any ideas about the year, and provide that space for conversation. At the end of August, we also hosted our fiscal year 26 goal setting meeting. This allowed us to review last year's goals and objectives as well as accomplishments and challenges. And then we had a very lively discussion about the direction we wanted to take this year. You'll see in my written report, I did provide a draft version of this year's goals. We finalized them today. And so I really look forward to sharing the finalized versions of our goals and objectives in my next report for next month. And I really look forward to you reviewing them and any feedback that you may have. Later this month, we will be hosting a Meet the Officers with Public Safety Professional Enrichment session. This is an opportunity for our membership to get to know the officers here on campus, as well as learn about exactly what they do, when to call, how to get in touch. We have a really awesome lineup of professional enrichment sessions for the entire fall semester, which are also included in my written report for your review. And we are always looking for ideas, so if you hear of anything wonderful, we are happy to add more into that lineup. I will share specific details month to month as they firm up, but I look forward to sharing those with you. And finally, we are in the process now of planning for our fall professional enrichment mini conference day. This will be a full day on November 6th of various workshops that folks can choose to attend both in person and virtually, actually as well as hybrid. So three ways to connect with us all throughout that day in various topics from technology to mental health to finances and so on. That's on November 6th. And we are right now in the thick of puzzling together a schedule that works for everyone with spaces and tech needs. I would be so happy to answer any questions that you may have, and thank you for giving me the space to share.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Caitlin. Good to see you. Next up is our Student Government Association President Chris Chambers.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? I'm Chris Chambers, Student Government Association President, second-year engineering student, recently elected in the spring. We're getting ready to do a lot of stuff in the SGA, and we're trying to plan a really, really big year. You know, I think ever since COVID, the student government's been a little shaky in terms of leadership, so I'm trying to be that steady hand to guide us to the future. So on the agenda for Horizon Recent Success, we have our executive board, Jolie So, our VP of PR, Hannah Slow, our VP of Finance, Daniel Amaya, our VP of Outreach, and Dami Oyewumi, our Executive Vice President, are now fully trained and rip-roaring and ready to go. So we are having a good time with our meetings, which are happening on Thursdays from about 12:45 to 2. We are missing two positions, Vice President of Campus Activities and Vice President of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility. But those positions will be filled shortly because we recently got more applicants to join the executive board. So we're hoping that the executive board will be filled up hopefully by early October. Recently we had Welcome Week, which was last week. That was a major success. We did some tabling on Tuesday, and I got to ride a mechanical bull on Thursday. We got 57 new people to sign up for our email list, which I'll go more in detail later, but it's a great way to communicate with students. Senate elections 2025. We're hoping to have the election in early October. We're looking at October 6th right now, and we're looking to open Senate applications on September 15th at the earliest, if we can do that. And we're trying to announce the Senate applications during the general forum on September 12th, which is another thing I'll be getting to soon as well. Email list, our email list. We are starting up a newsletter. I told you that we got 57 new people to sign up. This is a great way for us to communicate with students directly, aside from Instagram and posters in the nest, just another way for us to be able to get the word out about what we're doing. Also, it's a way for our executive board members to communicate what they're thinking to students directly. I know our VP of Finance, Hannah Slow, wanted to make sure that students are more financially literate, so she will be writing certain sections in certain newsletters about financial literacy and tips and tricks for students to help improve their own finances. We're expanding our virtual suggestion box. as in putting more posters up. That's really all there is to it. General Forum, September 12th, 2025, 12 to 1:30 p.m. At the General Forum, we're going to have a presentation from Eric Hunter, the Director of the Office of Community Standards. When I was first introduced to him, he was just Eric from Conduct, but it's a much more official title here. And also, we're going to get an overview of the brand new Nest system, which is how we're going to be delivering our newsletters for our email list. And we're excited for the brand new Nest system and introduce that to all the clubs. Lastly, addressing student concerns. You may have all heard that a lot of students have been concerned about the new class minimum being raised to 15. Many students come up to me personally and express their frustrations. There's even a petition that has 876 signatures right now as we speak. So I put a link to the petition in the written report. If you haven't already seen it, go ahead and take a look, read some of the comments of what the students are saying, and take in consideration the impacts that this new class minimum will have on the students at AACC. We'll be having a meeting with the VPs right here, Beardmore and Patterson, on Thursday to further discuss this, and I hope that we'll have a town hall with the students later to discuss it with them directly. So right now, do you have any questions, comments, concerns? Hopefully not criticisms?
If I may. Oh, are you done?
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you very much for your report. Welcome. So happy to hear from you and to have the board get to know you. And thank you for you and all the students and your engagement and how much you care about this college. So thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Next report is the faculty organization. Heather Worden, President.
I can't let a chance pass to not share that I had the privilege of having Chris as my student last semester, and I know the future is bright for SGA. So very excited to see him in this role. Good evening, Dr. Lindsay and Board of Trustees. My name is Heather Reardon. This is my 21st year at AACC as full-time faculty. When I took the position here in 2005, I really thought this was going to be a stepping stone to something better and more awesome. And within the first year, they had me hooked. I was like, this is as good as it gets. This is it. This is where I want to be, because this is where I'm impacting people the most and serving the most. And along with me, I have Zoe Cameron as my vice president, and Zoe Farquhar, and Cameron Caswell as the recorder, and then Ambach Starling is serving as our parliamentarian after Michelle Robertson's tenure at AACC has ended. So I'm calling this the year of transition for the faculty organization, and we remain very committed to being the voice of the faculty. And we have, a heartfelt thanks going out to last year's officers, Brandy Shepard, Eric Dunham, and Ken Jarvis. They have helped the transition go as smoothly as possible. And as I keep sharing with the TFO body, and I want to share with all of you, we have a lot to learn this year about the future of TFO and its structure as it works collaboratively, both with the college and specifically with the new incoming union, Riverhawk Educators United. And so the year of transition is underway. We've already had our first meeting. All of TFO's committees are working. They have presented goals. They are posted on the internet, and they will be hopefully approved at our convocation in October. And in particular, promotion and tenure is very much underway, under organization with Professor Sarah Meinzler and Rochelle Tenenbaum taking charge of that. We have also dubbed this the year of opportunity and communication. With everything going on, there is a lot of opportunity and there is a great need for communication. In terms of opportunity, we are looking at making sure that all of the faculty have a voice in not just the work of the TFO committees, but also shaping what our collective bargaining agreement may look like in the future. We also want to look at, there's been a call from the faculty to look into the equated credit system and make sure that we have equitable distribution of the equated credit process. And so we have called an ad hoc committee, and so people are starting to express interest in that. In terms of communication, last year's officers started what was called the Monday Minute. It received such wonderful feedback, and the request has come for us to continue it. So it's like a little bite-sized newsletter every Monday. We tell them important things in terms of TFO, but also college-wide, things that are going on. And then another large goal with communication was to reestablish monthly leadership meetings with the college administration, and I'm happy to report we've already made headway on that. We have a meeting set up with Dr. Lindsay this week, and we're getting meetings on the books so that we can continue to be that voice of the faculty. And I would be remiss, Trustee Novak, if I didn't let you know that I'm the co-advisor of the Super Science Club here at AACC, and we would love for you to come talk to us, because what you do sounds amazing, and I know the students would be in awe of you. Oh, we have some geologists, yes, very much so. Yes, so I just had to get that out there. And I think everything else was in the written report, and so we're very excited to kick this year off and see what this year of transition looks like. And so that concludes my report.
Heather, I love the energy.
No, it's a little bit of nerves, I would say.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, and next I'm going to go on with the Maryland Association of Community Colleges. A couple of our board members aren't familiar necessarily with what MAC does, and I know we've got new leadership in the faculty and staff as well. So just to give people an overview of what the Maryland Association of Community Colleges actually does. For our new trustees, the Maryland Association of Community Colleges, or what we call MAC, is the organization that advocates on behalf of the state's 16 community colleges. The MAC Board of Directors is composed of the president and chair of the governing board for each college. Their primary role is to establish and monitor the strategic direction for community colleges. The MAC Board of Directors meets twice a year. The most recent meeting was held on June 24th, where we reviewed the MAC annual report, adopted the budget, and elected the slate of officers for the upcoming year. I will continue to serve on MAC's executive committee this year. As the Maryland Council of Community College Presidents retreat on August the 4th and 5th at Warwick College, Senator Guy Gazzone, the chair of the Senate Budget and Taxation Committee, and Delegate Stephanie Smith, chair of the Education and Economic Development Subcommittee of the House Appropriations Committee. Try getting that on one nameplate. Maryland Higher Education Commission Secretary Sanjay Rai also joined the discussion and shared updates on the Maryland State Plan for Post-Secondary Education and Transfer, and I'm now also on that committee. So as we're shaping the future of Maryland, we've got good representation. Sandy Curtinitis is also another president that's on this with me, so it's great. It's wonderful. And then moving on, I have one action item for the board, and that is the approval of the 2025 MHAC report. We are required to submit this report. It seems like a short time between when classes start and when this report is due, but we now know to anticipate it, and we start working on it a little bit earlier, so we're ready to go. The Board of Trustees is asked to approve the college's 2025 Performance Accountability Report, also known as PAR, for submission to the Maryland Higher Education Commission. This report is required by the Maryland Education Association Commission in conjunction with the responsibility for coordinating and performance accountability process for the state's public colleges and states. So there's a lot of information that people can get in interacting with the Maryland Higher Ed. The implementation plan is to have this approved tonight so that we can submit it to the October 1st meeting of the Performance Accountability Board. There are no fiscal obligations. There are tremendous expectations, though. So even though there's nothing fiscal, this is a time commitment for a period of time. And there's other exhibits that are attached here. So, and there's a plan there. Okay, so that the main motion in front of the board is that the Board of Trustees approves Anne Arundel Community College's 2025 Performance Accountability Report as shown in Exhibits 1 and 2 for submission to the Maryland Higher Education Commission by October the 1st. So we can't send it until you let us send it and give us permission to send it, but we'll be held accountable if we don't get it in time.
Okay, so, under that threat, is there a motion to approve the 2025 MHEC Performance Accountability Report?
So moved.
Wholeheartedly approve. Make the motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
We need to take a pause because
Oh,
I was so excited that Tanya has the report. And I was looking at the clock going, oh, I'm going to make it. All right, there you go. It's all yours now, Tanya. Thank you.
Hold you up.
It's not the first time.
So all of that, we'll repeat it, and then we'll go to the main motion after I finish if you don't have any questions. So, the Performance Accountability Report is an annual report required by the Maryland Higher Education Commission, or MHEC. It includes an accountability indicator report and a narrative report. The indicators are aligned to the goals of the 2022 Maryland State Plan for Post-Secondary Education. The structure is defined by MHEC. The data report includes 28 indicators and a series of student characteristics. The FY 2025 benchmarks were established in 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the landscape in higher ed was much different. In all sections of the PAR report, you will note an alignment with the college's areas of focus. We continue to integrate the requirements of PAR into our assessment and continuous improvement efforts outlined in our strategic plan. This year is the final year of the current reporting cycle. Institutions are expected to report on their performance measures and compare them to the benchmarks set in the PAR indicators and discuss whether the goals are met. If not, institutions are to specify how they plan to improve performance and address the challenges that impede progress in the next cycle. Each year, MHEC also asks institutions to respond to question prompts. In response to prompt 1, we highlighted AAC, go back one, thank you. In response to prompt 1, we highlighted AACC's tutoring and retention success, personal counseling, and dual enrollment advising services. For the second prompt, we discussed the major initiatives driving AACC towards scale changes, including the Enrollment, Retention, and Completion Council and the course and section level data review initiatives, as well as the policies and procedures that the college recently developed to address student needs and to sustain institutional change. And we greatly appreciate the important role that the Board of Trustees played in and continue to play in approving these policies and procedures. At AACC, President Lindsay likes to say, we accept the top 100% of students who apply to the college. And we consider the unique needs of each student to assist them in achieving their goals. The percentage of part-time students is stable, comprising 74% of credit students in fall 2024. AACC serves an increasingly diverse population. 47.9% of the credit student body was non-white in fall 2024, exceeding the benchmark of 42%. 24.3% of credit students were first generation, the highest data point for this group in the last 4 years. The percentage of credit students receiving financial aid increased by 6.3% from the previous year. These demographic shifts illustrate the need for the college to continue inclusive and equitable practices in order to achieve its mission of transforming lives. Affordability is also an important measure for AACC over the years. The college has successfully maintained the percentage of its tuition and fees at Maryland public four-year institutions at below the 45% benchmark. In recent years, we have observed a small increase in market share of part-time undergraduates, but a decrease in recent college-bound high school graduates. This is in part because of the increasing competition for high school graduates. The college has invested in recruiting and retaining a diverse workforce, which is reflected in the increased percentage of both minority full-time faculty and minority full-time administrative and professional staff at AACC over the years. In fall '24, the percentage of full-time faculty who identified as minority was 20.7%, which is slightly below the benchmark. In fall 2024, the percentage of full-time administrative and professional staff positions who identify as minorities was 22.2%, which exceeds the benchmark. The PAR indicators show that we are funding instruction and student support at high levels, which demonstrates that student success is the core work of our institution. You will also note that we measure the persistence, completion, and graduation and transfer rates of college-ready and developmental education students. All these measures exceeded their benchmark goals. The college continues to work to address the fall-to-fall retention rate. We disaggregate for Pell recipients, developmental students, and college-ready students. While the pandemic disrupted the trend of increasing fall-to-fall retention rates at AACC, we have bounced back. The average retention rate then was 61%, and as of yesterday, today's Tuesday, right? As of yesterday, the fall '24 to fall '25 retention rate is at 63.3%, compared to 60.5% at this time last year. To foster a sense of belonging and community, in academic year 25-26, the college will administer a college-wide higher education data sharing consortium sense of community survey to measure the extent to which students feel a sense of community at the college and to learn what experiences promote or diminish their sense of community. We will sustain our efforts in the academic portfolio review to monitor the viability of academic programs, remove curriculum bottlenecks, and help students see the relevance of their studies for their future careers and personal aspirations. AACC offers 10 credit programs in the health professions, requiring external licensing and/or certification upon completion. 2 programs had 100% pass rates in FY24, practical nursing and radiological technology. 2 programs had pass rates over 90% in FY24, EMT, paramedic, and nursing RN. We had the largest cohort of first-time exam takers in nursing, and we were able to maintain a pass rate of over 90%. 3 programs had pass rates over 80%, therapeutic massage, surgical technology, and medical laboratory technician. And 3 programs had pass rates over 70%, physical therapy assistant, EMT basic, and medical assisting. Although these pass rates did not reach the benchmarked goals, they were above the national average for each of the tests. The college is continuing to expand access to certification and licensure programs through online and hybrid formats, modular learning, and employer-aligned curricula. These efforts are supported by targeted training in high-demand fields that are aligned with the local workforce development plan for Anne Arundel County, ensuring relevancy and accessibility for adult learners. Finally, the The president and VPs have agreed to use the PAR report as a means to enhance our work in institutional assessment along with our key performance indicators. We use this report to work in concert with our strategic plan to seek continuous improvement and assessment of the overall health of the institution in a very systematic way. Do you have any questions before we move to the main motion? I'm saying yes, but you have to say yes.
I have to say it. Yes, trustee Tumanella first, and then trustee Moore.
Okay. Well, I bet we're going to say the same thing. We maybe. Sandy and I usually think the same thing. The number of performance indicators that exceeded the benchmarks is extraordinary.
I was gonna say,
It's
I don't know by,
extraordinary.
yeah,
No,
but
that's
we only
not a
have 3
question.
that did not, so 28 minus 3, 25.
That is a testament to the people in this room.
Absolutely, thank you.
Truly is. Thank you.
Trustee Moore.
Thank you. I wanted to make a comment along, I have one question, one comment. 24.3% of credit students were first generation. That's remarkable.
Yeah.
That is a really high number, and I'm so excited to see that. And then, this was the question, because I just don't quite understand it. I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, because I don't like to do that. There was a comment about the Pell Grant, here it is, Pell Grant recipients 60.0%, 2% below the benchmark. Why do we establish a benchmark for Pell Grants, and why is it important? It's marginally below. I just don't understand why that would be important.
The benchmarks are established by MHEC, so it's not us, but that is one of our KPIs to ensure that our Pell Grant recipients are doing as well as our non-Pell Grant recipients.
That makes sense.
Usually Pell Grant recipients are on the lower end of the income spectrum, so we want to be sure that we are servicing them as well as we are all others who have access to other resources.
Thank you. And I will say I'm delighted that the federal government has continued to fund Pell Grants and in fact marginally increased it. So, and is now allowing Pell Grants for work study programs. Workforce development, that's what I meant. Thank you so much.
Any other questions, comments?
I will move back to Dr. Lindsay for the main motion.
And I'm going to say there's still no fiscal implications. And that the Board of Trustees approves Anne Arundel Community College's 2025 Performance Accountability Report as shown in Exhibit 1 and 2 for submission to the Maryland Higher Education Commission by October the 1st, 2025.
Okay, I can make them ask for the motion. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the 2025 MHEC Performance Accountability Report?
With my apologies to Madam Provost for jumping the gun, because I did read all of this, I so move.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, will you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen.
Approve?
Vice Chair Price Jones.
Approve.
Trustee Johnson.
Approve.
Trustee Matiello Novak.
Approve.
Trustee Moore.
Approve.
Trustee Pastrone, I think she had to hop off. Trustee Rodriguez.
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram.
Approve.
Trustee Tumanello.
Approve.
Trustee Uvala.
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you, Monica.
And
Thank you.
I was going to say,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and that Chair Chen is the conclusion of my report.
Oh, thank you very much. Good, because I'm going to ask if there's any new business. Any new business for the board? This is a reminder that the next public session meeting for fiscal year 2026 will be Tuesday, October 14th. I want to thank everyone for attending, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. This meeting is adjourned.